Hello YouTube, this is the New Who Nerd, and today I'm going to be doing my first video actually on The Master. Now, at the conclusion of Series 10, and you might think it's a bit strange that I didn't do any videos earlier for like reactions or reviews or anything, but I'll probably do something related to the finale at some point. But mainly, I wanted to make this video as my first video because I feel like it's a point in the finale that people might be a bit confused about, and that it's probably going to be a talking point for quite some time. Now, as we all know, we're getting a new showrunner next year, Chris Chibnall, who did Broadchurch, and Broadchurch actually had a story arc going through 3 entire seasons, which is pretty impressive. Now, hopefully, Chris Chibnall is going to bring that over to Doctor Who and span it through an entire arc. And it would be interesting if the arc had nothing to do with the Master, because I would honestly like another Matt Smith where the Master has nothing to do with that Doctor. As it was a shame that obviously the Master wasn't in Matt Smith's run, but I think it was good that he wasn't, because you can't have the Master causing a regeneration every single time. But the way I think that the Master is actually going to come back is probably not the next Doctor, but the one after. And I think the way the Master's going to come back is whatever Master comes between John Simm's Master and Michelle Gomez's Missy, because Stephen Moffat deliberately left that out. He loves regeneration scenes. Like, if there is a regeneration scene to be had, he would do it. Like, he's not going to leave out the Master's regeneration. Like, you would never do that if you're that type of person. Especially if you get also a chance to show their TARDIS as well. Like, that could have obviously been budgetary restraints or whatever, but at the same time, he would never leave that regeneration out. It's like the Time of the Doctor and Night of the Doctor. He showed the 8th Doctor's regeneration and the War Doctor's regeneration within like 2 days, pretty much. Like, you know what I mean. Basically, he wouldn't leave out the Master's regeneration for no reason whatsoever. So what I think's happened is that he's left it ambiguous that John Simm's Master doesn't definitively regenerate into Missy's mistress, purely because like he wants to leave the door open for any other characters to come in, because we don't know how many regenerations John Simm's Master got as well. Like, he could have been given a whole new cycle and everything, and then just run off. So Missy could be the end of that regeneration cycle. She could be the second Master in that regeneration cycle. She could be the 5th one, the 6th one, the 11th one. We don't know. There could literally be an entire 11 Masters before we end up at where Missy's at. Because for her to have forgotten that she was at the point in that episode where John Simm's Master was, for her to forget that, it must be at least a good 3 or 4 ahead. Because what I was saying last week was that the fact that Missy forgot is like how Matt Smith's Doctor had forgotten how many children died on Gallifrey when it was quote-unquote blown up. That was about 3 or 4 regenerations, because there's the War Doctor, then there's Christopher Eccleston, which is the 9th Doctor, and then we have David Tennant, which is 10th, and then Matt Smith. So it's 3 or 4 incarnations to make him actually forget that information. So I think that Missy is definitely not, or at least like 99% sure that she isn't straight from John Simm to Missy. I think that there is definitely at least 1 or 2, maybe even 3 in between them, to give Chris Chibnall or whoever else is going to be doing this sort of a run of the Master, like to give them a bit of a leeway for them to introduce them to a new Doctor. So that's all I really have to say on this topic. I really hope that the Master doesn't come back anytime soon. I think that they need to leave it for rest for a bit and then bring him back later on. So if you agree with what I'm saying, please leave a like and a comment below, or even if you disagree, leave a comment saying why you disagree, and if you think that this is actually the end of the Master's arc and they'll bring back the Master in some other way, sort of like they did in the TV movie. So thank you for watching this first video, and I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and a comment, and please subscribe if you want to see more Doctor Who related content.